right, let's hit the field.
It is Saturday, September 20th, and the Yankees were going for win number 87, taking on the Orioles in Game 3 of a 4-game set. Carlos Rodon was on the mound, and he was looking for win number 17 on the season. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Now, usually, I wait a little while to get into the audience portion of the show, but I just saw a comment that, read my mind. Arjun says, if only we had won yesterday. 100%, because the Blue Jays have now lost a couple of games in a row, and if the Yankees had won yesterday, they would just be one game out. Now, the Blue Jays have the advantage in the division, and so you'd still need to basically beat them by a game. But if they were just one game out, they would be feeling the pressure because the Yankees got the White Sox coming up. They got the Orioles again. But for now, the Yankees are 2 games out after this victory. And I was actually kind of worried about this game tonight because Sugano pitched pretty well against the Yankees earlier this year. And you thought maybe he had their number, but they handled him. A big home run from Giancarlo Stanton right away. And now we have officially reached the final week of the season. The Yankees will finish out their regular season schedule 1 week from tomorrow. And then presumably, right now, they'll be in the wild card round. Although, there is a chance, if they run the table and Toronto continues to have trouble, maybe the Yankees can pull off some kind of a miracle comeback. That would be amazing. But, while they technically still have a chance to win the American League East, it's not a great, it's about the same chances I have of going to the Olympics and doing a triple axel. It's not probably going to happen. The mission this week should not be to chase miracles. It should be to play as well as you can while also getting right for the playoffs and keeping everyone healthy, right? We don't need someone pulling a hamstring in game 158 or smashing into a wall in game 160. We want the bullpen to be rested and healthy. We want the team to be clicking on all cylinders. We want Judge and Stanton to both be hitting if possible. And tonight, they took a step in that direction. We've been waiting for Giancarlo Stanton to get those kind of, nuclear isotopes in the nuclear Stanton name that he has, to get those percolating again. The last couple of days he's hit some fly balls to the warning track that we thought, he just missed that. And then tonight, he goes deep. So maybe he's just kind of rounding into form. And man, it would be wonderful to have him get going right as the postseason begins. Same for Aaron Judge. Judge with home run number 49 tonight. We had a call last night. Maybe he won't get to 50. I think he will. I think he will get one home run at least in this final week of the season. Let's get to the recap.
All right, let's get it going.
So the story tonight for me, aside from Stanton getting his 450th home run and Judge hitting number 49, was Carlos Rodon. We'll spotlight him in a few minutes, but a really effective 7 innings. He picked up his career-best 17th win. He had 8 strikeouts. He got the ERA barely above 3 now. Got a chance to get the ERA under 3 and win 18 games. I mean, that would be a hell of a season. Hell of a season. And that's where Max Fried is right now. So really the Yankees have a couple of aces here going into the postseason. Imagine if they had a healthy Garrett Cole. Imagine. Or if Luis Gil hadn't spent half the season injured and now struggling with his command. But all things considered, the Yankees are mostly healthy going into the playoffs. The offense seems, like it's coming around. Stanton, 450 home runs. You have to wonder if he's going to get to 500. I think he will. He's showing no signs of slowing down with his effectiveness of his hitting. He's actually having his best season in years, power-wise. But can his body hang in there, right? He already missed half the season this year. He'll probably miss some time every year going forward. That's just how his body is. But ain't nothing but a cheat thing, baby. Nice job with home run number 21. He's got a ton of RBIs now this season. He got 56 RBIs already in 70 games, so that's well over 100 RBI pace this year. I feel like he's one of the few guys who hits home runs when there's actually guys on base, right? We do get a lot of solo home runs, and I'm not picking on Aaron Judge, but he did hit a solo home run tonight. Number 49. We had a question last night. What if he doesn't get to 50? Well, I think he's going to get there. I thought Volpe made a couple of nice plays on defense tonight. There was one throw that he made from the 5.5 hole, which is the area between shortstop and third base, that I thought was his strongest throw of the season. He kind of sidearmed it, put some extra oomph on it. He also had a couple of hits. He was 2 for 3 tonight, got the average over, well, it's up to 210. I know that's not exactly like killing the baseball, but, baby steps. Jazz got picked off, didn't love that. But he also had a ribby tonight. He also made a pretty good play at one point. Grisham had an RBI single. And after Rodon came out of the game, Weaver and Bednar finished it off with 2 scoreless innings, no hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And the Yankees take this one easily, 6-1.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Junior Caroma says Rodon has turned into an ace. He's definitely pitching like the ace he was before he came to the Yankees. Now, he was a certified ace before he got to the Yankees. You go back and look at his numbers, sub-3 ERA, ton of strikeouts. The guy was almost impossible to hit, but that first season with the Yankees kind of poisoned the well among a lot of Yankees fans. But he has bounced back last year. He went 16-9 with a 3.96 ERA. So he won a ton of games, but he wasn't like amazing, right? His ERA was 2.88 in San Francisco in 22, and it was 2.37 in 2021 with the White Sox. Before that, he was not really a great pitcher. So he had kind of found it and become an ace, and that's what got him that big contract. Then all of a sudden in 2023, you're thinking, is this guy Jarrett Wright? Is he Carl Pavano? He went 3-8 with a 6.85, almost a touchdown. 14 starts. He was injured. He was out of shape. Got to commend the guy. And I promise I'm giving him an honorable mention because he is not the belt winner tonight, but 16 wins last year, 3.96, made 32 starts. He's made 32 starts already this year, 17-9 with a 3.04 ERA. But the belt tonight goes to the man who hit a 3-run home run in the first inning and number 450 of his career, Mr. Giancarlo Stanton. Big G! And we're getting those nuclear isotopes rattling, or whatever it is nuclear isotopes do. Opposite field, home run. That's going to come in handy in the postseason, hopefully. Doug Rao says Blue Jays division lead is 2, Tigers is 1, and the Mariners 1. Can't remember the last time all 3 divisions came down to the last week. This is going to be crazy. We love it, and Rob Manfred loves it. But this is going to be a fun week. You are absolutely right, Doug. And thankfully, the Yankees have kind of a soft schedule. You got Baltimore tomorrow. You got an off day on Monday. And then you got White Sox on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Baltimore on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's it. And then it's the postseason. So we'll see. There is a realistic chance the Yankees could go, 7-0 down the stretch? They really could. It would not shock me if they go, at minimum, 6-1. But I think you got to go 7-0 and hope that the Blue Jays run into some trouble. But nice job by the belt winner tonight. Talk a little bit about Carlos Rodon. And I mentioned win number 17 is a new career high. But there's a few other numbers that I want to mention. He's 7th in the league in ERA with a 3.04 ERA. So he's lowered it almost a run from last year. And there's still got a chance to lower it a little bit more. He's going to have another start. And that start will be against the team he just dominated. It'll be next Friday at home, I believe, as long as they keep him on schedule. And, if he pitches like he did tonight, you got a feeling Baltimore will just be, they're not going to be playing for anything. They're just going to be trying to, end the season. They're going to have a couple of days left, maybe give him some rookies a chance to play. And I think if he goes out there and says, I'm going to attack the zone, I'm going to get my 18th win, and I'm going to get that ERA under 3, and I'm going to win this game and help the Yankees get to the, Eastern title or maintain the top wild card spot, that's good motivation for him. He was very efficient tonight. I know he only went 7, but it looked for a minute like he might be able to go 8. And he was under 100 pitches, so, I mean, if you wanted to, you probably could have run him out there, but no need at this point. But I thought he was getting quick outs. And we were talking the other day about wins and how I still find them important, even though a lot of like baseball pundits and a lot of baseball writers and the people on X or whatever, they laugh at you if you mention that wins matter. But I think that they show that you're pitching effectively beyond 5 innings on a regular basis. So while I don't read a lot into a guy having few wins because it could mean you don't have good offensive support or, whatever, bad team. I do tend to read into a lot of wins, right? As somebody who's reliable and getting deep into the game. Hell of a performance by Carlos Rodon. Mary Beth says she loves Rodon now since last season.
Thanks.
I agree. He's become one of my favorite pitchers to watch. We got another super chat here. Brian Bashman says Harrison Cohen's ERA at AAA is down to 1.57. Maybe another prospect to look out for. Watch out, but I think it's too late in the season to get him on the roster, so maybe that's something we'll tackle more in the offseason and in spring training. But appreciate the heads up. All right, let's take a couple of voicemails here, and then I'll let you get back to your Saturday night. This one is Brian.
Man, Carlos looked great today. Had just awesome stuff all day long. If we get that version of him and the version of Fried that we've been getting like this past month, we have two really solid options at the top end of this starting rotation. So that's something positive to look forward to, at least moving along here. But was just curious, why do you think this team just sucks so bad in the middle of the season? Like the past 5 or 6 years, we've called it the June swoon, the Boone swoon, whatever you want to call it. It just blows my mind that they can look so good for, those beginning couple months of the year and sometimes these last few months of the year, but in the middle there, it's just a totally different team. Just wanted to know if you had a different diagnosis kind of looking from afar. All right, man. See ya.
My diagnosis is that Aaron Boone is bad at getting this team out of funks. That's what it is. When the team starts to play bad, he doesn't have the ability to get the ship back on track. It tends to happen eventually because the team is typically stacked with a ton of talent. But there's no reason this team shouldn't have 5 or 6 more wins right now. He sticks with guys who are struggling for way too long. Devin Williams, Clay Holmes last year. The people that watch the game every single day, the fans, a lot of times they get stuff before the manager does because the manager has to see the person. They have to interact with the person. There's a camaraderie that comes with that, right? There's a certain looking after the guy's feelings that comes with that. But fans, we're objective about it. We're not. Objective is probably the wrong word, but we don't give a shit if Devin Williams' feelings are hurt. This is about wins, right? If you're struggling, take a seat for a while and let somebody who's performing get it done. I think it's a long season, and guys tend to let their foot off the gas a little bit here and there, especially during the hot summer months. I don't know if there's a diagnosis beyond those two things. Boone not getting these guys to play with urgency and guys getting worn down a little bit. After that initial push wears off, the honeymoon phase of, hey, we're getting off to a great start. You let your foot off the gas, and that's what happens. But at least they're coming together here late. Best record in baseball now for the last several weeks, and looking good going into the playoffs. We'll see if they're able to get it done in the bullpen. Their bullpen has not been good this year. Let's see if they're able to get it done fundamentally. Their fundamentals have not been good this year. Here's Eli.
Hey, this is Eli from Fresno, California, where Judge went to college. Rodon is through 7 innings, only 1 run. I think he should be the game 1 starter in the wild card. I think the DS is out of the question here, but he has looked completely different this year. His poise on the mound. If you guys remember when he first got to New York, he was kind of a brat, to be honest. Whenever things weren't going his way, you could see his body just kind of shut down. So I think he looks completely different. I think Garrett Cole has helped him out a lot. I think you go Rodon game 1. He's going to deal. I think Free would be a phenomenal game 2 starter, and then you can kind of toss up Hill or Schlittler or whoever you decide. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think.
It's a good question. I think I still go with Fried in Game 1. I think Fried gives you your best chance. And then Rodon in Game 2, a second ace. That can never hurt. In Game 3 right now, it's tough for me. I mean, I think Schlittler is going to be an ace-level pitcher. I think he's fantastic. I think Luis Gil has ace-level stuff. And on any given night, he's got no-hit stuff. But both of them have command issues right now. Will Warren, again, a rookie. He's been a little bit up and down. I think he's got good stuff. I think he's got good swing and miss stuff. You know, I'd almost rather go. I think this is going to sound asinine because this guy's not even in the rotation right now. I'd almost rather go 3 lefties in a 3-game set. Yarbrough is number 3, right? How many times have we seen him keep guys off balance and put up really good starts? But since he's come back, he really hasn't been that guy, except for that first relief outing where he went 5 innings. But they're not going to do that. They're going to go with probably Luis Gil would be my guess as their number 3 starter. Just seniority, pitched last year, pitched in the World Series, has some experience. But I think Fried, number 1, would be my go-to. Retro Tony says, Derek, would you rather get division or wild card? What kind of question is that? Of course I would rather win the division. Are you kidding me? Now the Jays are playing the Red Sox, so you know it's going to be weird pulling for the Red Sox, but as long as the Yankees are winning, they'll gain on somebody, right? But Ronaldo says, nah, you smoking, bro. Maybe this one's for me.
Don't smoke crack.
No, but I mean, remember how good Yarbrough was earlier in the year? I mean, that's just what I'm saying. I mean, just a veteran experience. But, you know, I want somebody who throws strikes. In a do-or-die playoff game, you can't be walking guys because then the crowd starts to either, like if you're at home, the crowd starts to get agitated. If you're on the road, the crowd starts to, like, get amped up against you. I want guys who throw strikes in a big playoff game. Now, you can take care of this by just winning games 1 and 2. Boom, boom, get it done. And then you're looking at game 1 of a division series potentially with a young guy, Schlittler or Warren or Luis Gil. Maybe you go Yarbrough there. Maybe you go opener. I don't know. It's going to be weird, but I think that Boone is going to have some decisions to make. All right, here's Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby from Port St. Lucie, lifelong Marlin and Yankee fan since 1962. But I just want to tell you, if they would just take some of the highlight films from the Marlin games that were beating Detroit and all these other good teams, look how they won. Fundamental baseball. How did the 2003 Yankees beat them? I mean, the Marlins beat the Yankees. Fundamentally, first 2 guys get on, and they get knocked in. The Yankees got to go back to the 96 team that was like the 2003 Marlins. Fundamental baseball.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to argue about the fundamental baseball. The Yankees do need to play better fundamental baseball, but I don't think the Marlins are the organization the Yankees should aspire to be, right? They're 75 and 80. They're not going to the playoffs. They're 17 games out. They don't spend, not a great organization. But I do agree that there needs to be more of an emphasis on fundamentals. Quick word from DraftKings, and we'll wrap it up. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, I have this function on my streaming service where I can click favorite on comments as they're scrolling by that I want to come back to later, and I did that tonight with a bunch of comments, so I want to come back to these. So David says, do you think long-term Rice catches affects his at-bats and maybe wears him down. That's basically, I'm paraphrasing because it's written poorly.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
But yes, I do think that being a catcher wears you down, and every catcher that you ask will say that. But it's not universal. I mean, catchers can have outlier great seasons. We saw Salvador Perez have some good offensive seasons, you know. You can be a good offensive catcher. Jorge Posada hit .337 one year as a catcher. Even Girardi, he was a .290 hitter a couple of times. He didn't hit for a lot of power. Mike Stanley would hit 20-plus home runs. There's been, Johnny Bench was a great catcher who hit for, a ton of power. It can happen. Cal Raleigh, 56 home runs this year, and a switch hitter too, new record. But I think those guys are mostly outliers. There definitely is something to, all the foul tips you take as a catcher and stuff like that. Michael V says, Girardi is a god in the booth. I 100% agree. He's fantastic. Chris Petrella says, Devin Williams can redeem himself if he pitches well in the playoffs. If Devin Williams pitches well in the playoffs, not only will I take back every mean thing I've said about him, but I will award him like a special belt, comeback player of the season belt, redemption belt or something. We'll give him something. But we're not giving him a new contract. He is a free agent, and he can, even if he pitches well, he can find somewhere else. And then Orberos says, Fried's blister issue led to several losses. Yeah, he had a chance to win 20 games if he didn't have that blister. But, all right, everybody, thanks for watching. One more time. Yankees win this one.
Yankees win.
And I am going to head back outside, sit by the fire for a little bit, and enjoy my Saturday night. I'll see you tomorrow. We got TK coming on for the series finale before an off day Monday. We will do a voicemail show on Monday, so call in for that Monday morning, and give me your thoughts on the final week of the season. If you got a take that'll still be good on Monday, you might as well call in now. Reminder, check out NYYDesigns.shop. Also check out PinstripeTerritoryShop.com. The season is ending, which is going to just suck, but I'd like to keep some business going, so if you can help me out, that would be great. Until then, see you next time. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.